Are you ready to transform the way you approach life? In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a powerful, yet often overlooked, mental practice that can change everything about how you see the world: negative visualization. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of gratitude, clarity, and resilience. What if I told you that you could achieve that mindset by actively imagining the worst-case scenarios before they even happen? It might sound strange, but negative visualization is a practice that's been used for centuries by ancient philosophers like the Stoics. And the best part? It's something you can start doing today. Negative visualization isn't about being pessimistic or focusing on what you don't want to happen. Instead, it's about mentally preparing yourself for life's uncertainties, so you can handle challenges with greater calm and strength. By acknowledging the worst outcomes, like losing your job, facing illness, or losing a loved one, you create space for gratitude and contentment with what you already have. When you practice negative visualization, you shift your focus from fear to acceptance, and develop a deeper appreciation for the present moment. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to use this powerful technique, the benefits of doing it daily, and why it can be a game changer in managing stress, anxiety, and the unpredictability of life. Whether you're struggling with uncertainty or looking for ways to build emotional resilience, negative visualization can help. 1. Introduction to negative visualization. Negative visualization is an ancient practice rooted in Stoic philosophy, designed to help individuals mentally prepare for life's inevitable challenges. The core idea behind this technique is to imagine the worst-case scenarios you might encounter, whether it's losing a loved one, facing a major setback at work, or dealing with personal health issues. Instead of avoiding these difficult thoughts, you deliberately confront them in a controlled and reflective way. At first glance, the idea of intentionally visualizing negative outcomes may seem counterproductive or even pessimistic. Why focus on potential losses or hardships when you could be focusing on the positive aspects of life? However, negative visualization isn't about dwelling on doom and gloom. Rather, it's about enhancing your ability to cope with adversity by embracing the full spectrum of life's possibilities. When practiced mindfully, this technique has profound benefits. By regularly contemplating possible hardships, you prepare yourself emotionally for challenges before they arrive, which can reduce their shock and emotional impact when they actually occur. This sense of mental preparation helps cultivate resilience, allowing you to handle life's ups and downs with greater equanimity. Moreover, negative visualization fosters gratitude. By imagining losing something important, you are reminded of how valuable those things are in your life right now. Whether it's your health, your relationships, or your current circumstances. This reflection helps shift your focus away from entitlement or dissatisfaction, encouraging a deeper appreciation for what you already have. Ultimately, negative visualization teaches you to embrace life with a sense of acceptance and mindfulness. Rather than fearing the worst, you build emotional strength and gain perspective on what truly matters, leading to a more balanced and grounded life. 2. The Stoic roots of negative visualization. The practice of negative visualization is deeply rooted in Stoicism, a philosophy that emerged in ancient Greece around 300 BCE and was later popularized by thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. At its core, Stoicism teaches individuals to focus on what they can control and to accept what lies beyond their control. This mindset provides a framework for navigating life's inevitable challenges, helping to reduce unnecessary emotional suffering. A central tenet of Stoic thought is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that while we have control over our thoughts, reactions, and actions, we cannot control external events or outcomes. This principle encourages us to focus our energy on the things that we can influence, our mindset and responses, rather than worrying about the things that are outside of our power. Negative visualization fits seamlessly within this framework. By intentionally imagining the worst-case scenarios, such as the loss of a loved one, financial hardship, or personal failure, Stoics believed individuals could prepare themselves mentally and emotionally for adversity. This proactive approach to facing difficulties helps to diminish their potential shock or distress when they inevitably occur, fostering a sense of resilience and composure. For example, if you regularly visualize the loss of a job or the death of a close friend, you may feel less devastated when those events actually happen, as you've already mentally processed and accepted their possibility. This mental preparation doesn't mean you wish for negative events to occur, but rather that you acknowledge that life is full of uncertainties. Negative visualization enables you to face these uncertainties with a calm and clear mind, reducing the emotional suffering that might otherwise arise when the unexpected occurs. In this way, negative visualization becomes a tool for cultivating emotional strength, allowing us to embrace the present moment and accept the flow of life with greater ease and grace. 3. The psychological benefits of negative visualization. Building resilience. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is a critical psychological trait that negative visualization can help develop. By intentionally imagining worst-case scenarios, you train your mind to anticipate and accept the possibility of failure, loss, or disappointment. This proactive approach lessens the shock and emotional distress that typically accompany such events when they occur in real life. Studies have shown that individuals who mentally prepare for negative outcomes are better equipped to manage stress and anxiety when those outcomes materialize. When you regularly rehearse challenging situations in your mind, you essentially practice enduring hardship, making it easier to cope when the situation arises. This mental training enables you to stay grounded and resilient, rather than overwhelmed, in the face of adversity. Reducing fear and anxiety. A significant portion of our anxiety arises from the fear of the unknown. When we dwell on worst-case scenarios, we often magnify their potential severity, creating paralyzing fear. Negative visualization counteracts this by confronting these fears head-on. By deliberately imagining the worst possible outcome, you reduce its power to surprise or overwhelm you. You begin to realize that, while difficult, you are capable of surviving and adapting to even the most challenging situations. This process diminishes the fear and anxiety associated with uncertainty, as it puts these imagined scenarios into perspective. Rather than fearing the unknown, you learn to embrace the possibility of hardship without letting it control your emotions. Improving emotional regulation. Negative visualization also plays a key role in emotional regulation. When you mentally prepare for life's challenges, you develop a greater ability to respond calmly and thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. When something goes wrong, you have already processed the potential loss or setback, which allows you to maintain composure. Additionally, the practice fosters gratitude. By imagining the absence of things you value, whether it's health, relationships, or financial security, you gain a deeper appreciation for them. This sense of gratitude can help balance out negative emotions when you face real-world challenges, offering a more positive and stable emotional perspective even during difficult times. 4. How negative visualization enhances gratitude. Fostering appreciation for what you have. One of the most profound benefits of negative visualization is its ability to enhance your sense of gratitude. By consciously imagining the loss of something important, be it a relationship, your health, your job, or even your home, you begin to understand just how valuable these things are while you have them. This practice helps you recognize the preciousness of your current circumstances, strengthening your appreciation and preventing you from taking them for granted. When you regularly engage in negative visualization, you shift your perspective on daily life. Instead of constantly focusing on what's missing or the aspects that aren't going well, you begin to notice and appreciate the things that are present and functioning in your life. Whether it's your health, your loved ones, or your financial stability, you start to realize how much you have in the moment. This shift towards appreciation can improve your overall sense of well-being and lead to greater contentment. By mentally rehearsing what you could lose, you become more deeply grateful for what you have today, cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Preventing complacency. Negative visualization also acts as a powerful antidote to complacency. It's easy to fall into routines and take the people and circumstances around us for granted, assuming that they will always remain the same. We often forget how fragile our circumstances can be, whether it's the stability of a job, the health of a loved one, or the strength of a relationship. By visualizing the loss of these things, negative visualization jolts you out of complacency and serves as a reminder to cherish and nurture them. This awareness encourages proactive behavior, whether it's investing more time in strengthening relationships, prioritizing self-care, or focusing on the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. In essence, negative visualization helps you stay mindful and intentional in your actions, ensuring that you don't take the good things in your life for granted. It motivates you to appreciate what you have and take steps to preserve and improve it. 5. Negative visualization and the concept of impermanence. Understanding the transitory nature of life. One of the core tenets of Stoic philosophy is the understanding that everything is impermanent, nothing lasts forever, and all things, whether they are material possessions, relationships, or even our own lives, are subject to change. In Stoic thought, this concept is a reminder that we cannot hold on to anything indefinitely, and it encourages us to cultivate an appreciation for the fleeting nature of life. Negative visualization, when practiced thoughtfully, helps to embrace this reality by preparing the mind for the eventual loss of the things we hold dear. This practice teaches us that attachment to external outcomes and possessions can lead to unnecessary suffering. When we become overly attached to the idea that things will always stay the same, whether it's a secure job, the health of a loved one, or the stability of a relationship, we set ourselves up for emotional distress when things inevitably change. Negative visualization enables us to confront this truth by mentally rehearsing the possibility of losing things we value. By doing so, we create a sense of mental preparedness, which makes the emotional impact of loss more manageable when it occurs. Recognizing impermanence helps to foster a healthier relationship with life, where we appreciate the present moment without the constant worry of what might be lost. We learn to find contentment and peace without depending on the permanence of external circumstances. The practice of negative visualization makes us aware of how precious our experiences and relationships are, which, in turn, enhances our ability to enjoy life as it is, while we have it. By shifting focus to the present, we reduce the fear and anxiety of losing something we've become attached to, and we gain the emotional freedom to embrace whatever comes next. Cultivating a healthy detachment. Detachment, in the Stoic sense, does not mean a lack of care or indifference toward the people, experiences, or possessions in our lives. Rather, it involves understanding that we cannot control or hold on to everything, and it's this realization that gives us greater emotional freedom. Through negative visualization, you come to recognize that everything is temporary, which helps you to form a healthier relationship with attachment. You learn to appreciate what you have in the moment without clinging to it or desperately trying to control its permanence. This type of detachment is essential for emotional well-being because it allows you to experience the richness of life without being overrun by the fear of losing what you have. In this way, you can fully enjoy your relationships, your career, your health, and your material possessions, knowing that change is an inherent part of life. When you visualize the potential loss of these things, you mentally prepare yourself for when those changes might happen. This does not mean you stop caring about them, but rather that you stop relying on them to provide your happiness and sense of security. By practicing negative visualization, you can cultivate a sense of inner peace. You begin to understand that life's inevitable changes are not something to fear, but rather part of the natural cycle of existence. This shift in perspective helps you remain stable and grounded, regardless of what happens in the external world. When life presents unexpected challenges, losses, or transitions, you are able to respond with grace, understanding that impermanence is a fundamental aspect of existence. You stop being thrown off course by the ups and downs of life and instead, learn to navigate them with greater composure and acceptance. In essence, negative visualization helps you to let go of rigid expectations about how things should be, allowing you to become more adaptable and emotionally flexible. You learn to find peace in the knowledge that change is not an enemy to be feared, but a natural part of life that we must embrace with open arms. By accepting the transient nature of life, you foster a deeper sense of contentment, free from the fear of loss and the anxiety of attachment. 6. The role of negative visualization in overcoming obstacles. Preparing for challenges. Life is filled with inevitable obstacles, whether it's a sudden financial crisis, personal struggles, health issues, or external setbacks like job loss or relationship difficulties. These challenges can feel overwhelming and leave us unprepared, especially when they come unexpectedly. Negative visualization plays a key role in mentally preparing for such obstacles by encouraging us to imagine the difficulties we may face in advance. When you engage in this practice, you envision the worst-case scenarios that could happen in your life, such as a financial downturn, losing a job, or encountering personal health issues. This proactive approach allows you to mentally rehearse how you might respond to these challenges. As you visualize potential obstacles, you can start formulating practical strategies and solutions in advance. For example, you may consider how to tighten your budget if financial difficulties arise or how to maintain your emotional well-being during tough times. By actively engaging with these scenarios, negative visualization helps foster a mindset of preparedness. It reduces the likelihood of feeling helpless or overwhelmed when obstacles appear. When the actual challenge presents itself, you are more likely to approach it with calmness and confidence, knowing that you've already mentally prepared for similar situations. The mental practice of confronting difficulties, in advance, strengthens your ability to handle adversity when it occurs, making you less likely to panic or react impulsively. This sense of preparation also boosts resilience, allowing you to stay grounded and focused on finding solutions, rather than being consumed by fear or stress. Knowing that you've anticipated challenges beforehand empowers you to face them head-on and handle them with greater effectiveness. Developing a growth mindset. Negative visualization also plays a pivotal role in cultivating a growth mindset, which is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed over time through effort, learning, and perseverance. When you regularly engage in negative visualization, you begin to view challenges, setbacks, and even failures as opportunities for growth, rather than catastrophes. For many, failure or obstacles can trigger feelings of discouragement or defeat, but negative visualization helps shift this perspective. By imagining yourself failing or encountering difficulties, you mentally prepare to accept failure as a natural part of the journey, not as an insurmountable roadblock. For instance, if you're visualizing the failure of a project or the loss of a job, you can think about how you would respond to those circumstances, what you would learn, how you would adapt, and how you could pivot toward new opportunities. This shift in perspective enables you to see each obstacle as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. Negative visualization teaches you that hardship isn't something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to learn from. Instead of seeing setbacks as evidence of your inability, you come to see them as chances to gain new skills, develop resilience, and find new paths forward. As a result, when you face challenges in real life, you approach them with a sense of determination and resilience. Even when things don't go as planned, negative visualization helps you remain focused on long-term goals, as you've already mentally rehearsed how to recover and thrive despite adversity. This mindset encourages perseverance, as you know that failure is not final, but rather a stepping stone toward greater growth. The practice helps you bounce back more quickly, stay motivated, and maintain your focus, even when faced with significant setbacks. Ultimately, negative visualization transforms your view of adversity, from something to avoid to something that can teach, strengthen, and propel you forward. 7. Practical ways to implement negative visualization. Daily practice of visualizing losses. To effectively integrate negative visualization into your life, consistency is key. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to engage in this practice. It's best to find a quiet, undisturbed space where you can reflect without distractions. Once settled, begin to mentally explore various aspects of your life that you value, your relationships, career, health, or material possessions, and imagine what your life might look like if you lost them. The goal is not to dwell on the negativity itself, but to focus on the feelings and emotional responses that would arise from such losses. Visualize the grief or discomfort that might accompany these changes. For example, imagine how you would feel if you lost a loved one, faced a serious health challenge, or lost a job. Reflect on the emotional challenges such a loss might bring. It's important to approach this exercise mindfully and with the intent to prepare your mind for the inevitable changes life brings, rather than getting trapped in negative thoughts. Think of it as emotional training, strengthening your ability to handle future challenges by acknowledging their emotional impact in advance. This daily practice helps you build a mental resilience that can reduce the shock and pain of real-life losses when they happen. Incorporating gratitude after negative visualization. To maintain emotional balance, it's essential to counterbalance negative visualization with gratitude. After spending a few minutes imagining potential losses, take a moment to reflect on everything you currently have. Think about the relationships, health, achievements, and material possessions you still enjoy, and recognize their significance in your life. Acknowledge how fortunate you are to have them, and express gratitude for their presence. This combination of negative visualization and gratitude helps you cultivate a sense of emotional balance. While negative visualization prepares your mind for hardship, gratitude helps you remain grounded in the present moment. It also strengthens your ability to appreciate the positive aspects of life, even when life inevitably throws challenges your way. By consciously focusing on what you have, you are less likely to take it for granted, and more likely to embrace a mindset of appreciation and acceptance. Extending negative visualization to different life areas. While it's valuable to focus on major aspects of life, such as your relationships, career, or health, negative visualization can also be expanded to smaller, everyday challenges. By visualizing even minor losses or inconveniences, such as missing a social event, dealing with a traffic jam, or facing a small setback at work, you can improve your ability to handle discomfort in everyday situations. The beauty of this approach is that it prepares you for a range of potential challenges, not just the big, life-altering events. By extending your negative visualization practice to everyday scenarios, you become more adaptable and less reactive when faced with these smaller obstacles. Whether it's a delay in a project, a misunderstood conversation, or an unexpected inconvenience, you'll be better equipped to manage frustration, disappointment, or discomfort without letting it derail your day. This broader application of negative visualization helps you develop a more resilient mindset in all areas of life. The more you practice imagining potential losses, big or small, the more adept you become at accepting discomfort and navigating challenges with a calm and steady approach. Over time, you'll notice yourself handling both the significant and the minor obstacles of life with greater emotional intelligence and ease. Incorporating negative visualization into your daily routine in these practical ways can lead to a profound shift in how you approach life's uncertainties. It cultivates resilience, gratitude, and a greater appreciation for the fleeting nature of both hardships and joys. 8. Potential drawbacks of negative visualization and how to avoid them. While negative visualization can be an incredibly effective tool for building resilience, emotional balance, and gratitude, it's important to approach the practice with care and moderation. Like any powerful mental tool, it has the potential to backfire if not used correctly. If practiced excessively or without a healthy perspective, negative visualization can lead to unnecessary worry, stress, or a tendency to dwell on negative thoughts, which may undermine the very benefits it's intended to create. One of the main risks of overdoing negative visualization is the development of a negative mindset. If you focus too much on imagining worst-case scenarios, there's a danger of becoming fixated on negative outcomes and allowing them to dominate your thinking. This could lead to excessive anxiety or a heightened sense of fear about the future, where you start to expect failure or loss at every turn. Rather than feeling prepared for challenges, you might end up feeling overwhelmed or paralyzed by the possibility of negative events. To avoid this, it's crucial to maintain a balance between negative visualization and optimism. Negative visualization should be used as a tool for mental preparation, not as a way to constantly dwell on worst-case scenarios. After engaging in the practice of imagining potential losses or setbacks, take time to reconnect with positive thoughts and outcomes. Focus on the aspects of life that are going well and remind yourself of your strengths, capabilities, and the positive aspects of your current situation. This balance ensures that negative visualization doesn't lead to a pessimistic outlook, but rather serves to strengthen your emotional resilience and preparedness. Additionally, self-awareness is key. Pay attention to your emotional state after practicing negative visualization. If you find that the practice leaves you feeling excessively anxious, sad, or fearful, take a step back and adjust your approach. You may need to reduce the frequency of the practice or focus on more empowering, positive visualizations. Incorporating techniques like mindfulness, meditation, or journaling can help you process any negative emotions that arise and bring yourself back to a balanced perspective. Another way to prevent negative visualization from becoming a source of anxiety is by limiting the time spent on the exercise. A few minutes each day should be sufficient to gain its benefits without getting bogged down by prolonged negativity. Short, focused sessions of negative visualization are often enough to mentally prepare you for potential challenges, without overwhelming your mind with fear. Lastly, balancing the practice with gratitude, as mentioned in earlier sections, helps to keep things in perspective. After you've visualized potential losses, take the time to appreciate what you have in the present moment. This combination of reflecting on both loss and gratitude will ensure you are not left with a sense of impending doom, but rather a deeper sense of appreciation and emotional balance. In summary, while negative visualization is a powerful tool for preparing for life's challenges, it's essential to use it in moderation and with mindfulness. By balancing it with optimism, gratitude, and emotional self-awareness, you can prevent the practice from becoming a source of unnecessary worry or anxiety, and instead use it as a healthy, constructive way to build resilience and emotional strength. The power and benefits of negative visualization. Negative visualization is a practice that has stood the test of time, offering a remarkable way to navigate the complexities of life with a calm and balanced mindset. At its core, this practice revolves around imagining the worst-case scenarios, those situations we often try to avoid thinking about for fear they may come true. However, far from being an exercise in pessimism, negative visualization is a tool for empowerment, helping individuals develop emotional strength, resilience, and a deep sense of appreciation for what they have. When we prepare mentally for the possibility of loss or hardship, we do not weaken ourselves by dwelling on negativity. On the contrary, we strengthen our ability to cope with adversity when it arises. This mental preparation is akin to physical training. Just as athletes practice drills to improve their skills, we mentally rehearse difficult scenarios to improve our emotional responses. By intentionally focusing on potential losses, whether personal, financial, or related to our health, we build resilience, making it easier to confront whatever challenges life may bring. Building resilience. One of the most profound benefits of negative visualization is the resilience it cultivates. Life is filled with uncertainties, and setbacks are an inevitable part of our personal and professional journeys. However, by imagining how we might react in challenging situations, we equip ourselves with the mental tools necessary to handle them effectively. For example, visualizing the loss of a loved one or a significant failure at work may seem unsettling, but it allows us to prepare for the emotional responses we would have in such circumstances. Through this mental preparation, we can cultivate emotional fortitude. We begin to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as experiences we can navigate with grace. The fear and anxiety that typically accompany difficult events are diminished because we have already imagined them and developed strategies to deal with them. When we meet these challenges in real life, we are more likely to face them with clarity and calm, knowing that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. Reducing anxiety. In a world filled with unpredictability, anxiety is a common companion. The fear of the unknown, whether it be the fear of failure, loss, or an uncertain future, can often paralyze us. Negative visualization is an antidote to this type of anxiety. By confronting potential negative outcomes head-on, we can reduce the intensity of the fear they evoke. When we mentally rehearse worst-case scenarios, we become less afraid of them. The more we allow ourselves to imagine these losses or challenges, the less power they have to overwhelm us. In fact, many people find that once they've visualized a worst-case scenario, the reality of dealing with it is often less frightening than their imagination had led them to believe. Through this process, we gain a sense of control over our fears, reducing the anxiety that stems from uncertainty. Fostering gratitude. Negative visualization is not solely about preparing for loss, it is also about developing gratitude. The practice has a remarkable way of shifting our focus from what's missing in our lives to what we still have. For instance, by contemplating the possibility of losing our health, we come to appreciate the vitality we enjoy in the present. By imagining the loss of a relationship, we deepen our understanding of how much that connection means to us. When we practice negative visualization, we are reminded that everything in life is temporary. Nothing is guaranteed to last forever, and the more we recognize this, the more we appreciate the fleeting nature of our circumstances. Gratitude becomes a natural byproduct of this awareness. The act of visualizing the absence of something we value serves as a stark reminder of its importance. This gratitude, in turn, fosters a sense of contentment, helping us focus on the present rather than obsessing over what we lack or what might go wrong in the future. Accepting impermanence. Life's inherent impermanence is a concept central to both Stoic philosophy and negative visualization. The Stoics believed that one of the most liberating realizations we can have is the acceptance that everything, our successes, relationships, possessions, and even our lives, is transient. When we internalize this idea, we develop a healthier detachment from things, allowing us to enjoy them fully without clinging to them. By practicing negative visualization, we begin to embrace the reality that change is inevitable. We do not resist it or wish it away. Instead, we accept it, and in doing so, we free ourselves from the fear of loss. The more we acknowledge the transient nature of our circumstances, the more we are able to live in the present, appreciating each moment for what it is, rather than constantly fearing what might be taken from us in the future. Enhancing emotional regulation. Another significant advantage of negative visualization is its impact on emotional regulation. In moments of crisis or distress, emotions can run high. We may feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even panicked. However, when we regularly practice visualizing challenging situations, we become more adept at managing our emotions in the face of adversity. The process of negative visualization allows us to anticipate our emotional reactions. We might imagine the frustration, sadness, or anger we would feel if we were to lose something important. By already experiencing those emotions in a controlled, deliberate way, we reduce their intensity when we encounter a real-life situation. This allows us to respond to difficult situations with a level head and a composed demeanor. Instead of reacting impulsively or being swept away by our emotions, we are able to make more rational, thoughtful decisions. Living more fully in the present moment. One of the most profound effects of negative visualization is its ability to bring us into the present moment. When we spend time imagining what life would be like without the things we value, we come to realize how much they enrich our lives right now. This realization encourages us to live more fully in the present, appreciating the relationships, opportunities, and experiences that are currently available to us. Rather than obsessing over the past or anxiously worrying about the future, negative visualization helps us shift our focus to the present. It reminds us that life is precious, and every moment holds significance. By practicing this exercise regularly, we develop a mindset that is rooted in the present, enabling us to fully engage with life and savor the richness of each experience. Mental strength through practice. Just as physical strength is built through consistent effort and training, mental strength is developed through regular practice. Negative visualization is a simple yet effective exercise that, when practiced daily, can make us more resilient, emotionally regulated, and grateful. It is not about constantly imagining negative outcomes or dwelling on worst-case scenarios, rather, it's about preparing ourselves to meet life's challenges with fortitude and clarity. Over time, as we make negative visualization a part of our daily routine, we build a stronger, more adaptable mindset. We become better equipped to navigate adversity and less likely to be overwhelmed by uncertainty or fear. We begin to trust in our ability to handle whatever life throws our way, knowing that we have already imagined and mentally prepared for a wide range of possible outcomes. A balanced approach to life. Incorporating negative visualization into your daily routine does not mean adopting a pessimistic outlook on life. On the contrary, it is about developing a balanced perspective, one that acknowledges the inevitability of challenges while simultaneously cultivating an attitude of gratitude and appreciation for the present. It's about preparing for life's uncertainties without becoming consumed by them. In conclusion, negative visualization is more than just a practice for preparing for loss or hardship. It is a tool for cultivating resilience, reducing anxiety, fostering gratitude, and embracing the impermanence of life. By regularly visualizing potential challenges, we not only increase our emotional regulation and mental strength, but we also deepen our appreciation for the present moment. In this way, negative visualization allows us to live more fully and navigate life's ups and downs with greater clarity, composure, and grace. With consistent practice, we discover that we are not only better equipped to handle adversity, but we are also more capable of appreciating the beauty and fleeting nature of life itself.